Hi, it's me, Daphne. Welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'm gonna be going through my July TBR hopefuls. I have a fair amount of books here physically in front of me, and I will definitely be mood reading this month as well. So these are the books that are on my radar right now that I'm interested in, that I wanna get to, but we'll see how everything turns out. Some of them might look familiar. So let's go ahead and jump right in. The first book I'm putting on my July TBR is Harry Potter and the Order of the Phoenix. This is book 5 in the series. I took a break from my Harry Potter binging project in June to do some other video projects that are like shorter term, but I'm excited to get back into this. So for me, the 5th book I feel like is gonna be game changing because I've watched movies 1 through 4 the most, and I don't remember 5 through 7 part 2 very well from the movies, and I just felt like things were happening so fast and I wasn't getting the full context from the movies. So I'm very excited to get all the nitty-gritty detail from the source material, the book, and I just feel like the stakes are just gonna be that much more impactful to me, and I'm very excited to experience it. I don't need to explain Harry Potter to you. Just know that this book is the first one after the Triwizard Tournament thing, and the big bad has finally fully returned, and Harry's waiting to see what's gonna happen next with the world, and he's anticipating the world ending. It's not really a spoiler. Also, the books are super old. If you don't know that already, I'm sorry. Then we have a repeat. I'm putting Keikaii. I don't know if I put this on my last TBR, but I really wanted to read it in June. So this is about Keikaii, who seems to be a princess who's desperate for independence, and there's magic in there. I think it's gonna be very woman empowerment, strong female character vibes. I've mentioned this 1,000 times because I really wanted to read this book, but Sam absolutely loves this book. I'll link her channel down below. She's amazing. She has a vlog where she's literally crying over this, and I wanted to get to it in June, but the month just slipped away. I did read a fair amount of books in June, to be fair, and I was in the mood to read this, but I had some book club obligations to prioritize, and then the month ended. So trying again in July. This is a little bit of a repeat too. I don't remember if I put it on a TBR or not, but I meant to read it maybe a month and a half ago. My mom has read this book and she's absolutely loved it. One of my other family members has read this as well and really loved it, so I want to get to it. My family is Jamaican and this is a Caribbean book, so I'm excited to dive into it. I've had it for a while, but I've just been chilling with it. I've had this since 2022. I don't know that much about it. Definitely has family history vibes. It says, we can't choose what we inherit, but can we choose who we become? Apparently there's a heartbreaking tale, a young swimmer escaping her island under the suspicion of murder, a black cake, a Caribbean black cake, and a voice recording. So a bit of a mystery maybe, things that you didn't know about your family, which is an interesting topic in itself because as a younger generation, you're not gonna know your family's history unless they tell you, or maybe if you dig for it. It's just the things that came before you. You might not even know your family members. Anyway, intrigued to get to this because so many people love it. Then I have 2 ebooks that I wanna prioritize this month. I'm really trying to make my way through Elsie Silver's backlist. So I've read 2 from her Chestnut Spring series, the first 2, but I went back to her first series, I think it's Gold Rush Ranch, and I've read 2 and kind of a half of those because there was a novella that I DNF'd, to be honest. I didn't really like the novella. But I'm continuing the Gold Rush Ranch series, why is that so hard to say, with the next book, which is The Front Runner. This book has to do with Mira, who I believe is the vet for the Gold Rush Ranch, horse ranch, and they're stallion race horses and stuff. And this guy, Stefan, he's I don't know, some kind of CEO type guy that has to do with the horse racing world. And he was an a-hole in maybe the first book. I don't super remember what he did. I think he had a jockey who was really an ass and was a danger to other people and stuff. He hurt one of the other racers in the second book. I think he's tied to that. So nobody likes him, but he's obsessed with Mira. He's always trying to talk to her, and she's stop trying to talk to me. And it's their romance. For whatever reason, she needs his help with something, and she's agreed to 3 dates. No touching, no telling anyone. So I think he just like really wants to date her, and she's like, I hate you, but for whatever reason, she needs his help, so she agrees to these dates. That's what it kind of sounds like, but we'll find out. I'm excited to get to it. I feel like Elsie Silver's writing has been so good in the Chestnut. Why are all her things so hard for me to say? I feel like Elsie Silver's writing has been so good in the Chestnut Spring series that I'm excited to see, like, as I get further along in her first series, like how her writing gets better. Because the first one was like fine, the novella I didn't like, the second book was like pretty good, and yeah, I'm just expecting them to get better and better. And then to go along with continuing through Elsie Silver's backlist, I'm like, let's just try to finish that first series this month. So Frontrunner is the 3rd one, and I want to quickly move over to the 4th one, which is A False Start. I'm not gonna look at the synopsis for this. I mean, I guess I could just see who it's between if we peek. It looks like it's Grumpy, Hero, Griffin, and Nadia. So I don't really know those characters that much. I think I read one of the reviews, like non-spoiler reviews before, and I think Nadia might be the sister of the hero from the 3rd one that I haven't obviously read yet because it's on this TBR. I don't know who Griffin is. So characters I don't even know, so I can't even spoil myself because I have no idea who they are. But yeah, I want to read that one too. I don't know what it's about. It's with horses probably, and it's country, and it's Canadian, and it's Elsie Silver. So I'm looking forward to it. Next, we have some kind of like more whimsical picks here. These are the ones that I was like these ones I'm like more gravitating to all of a sudden. I'm really in the mood to try Forget Me Not. When was this published? I think this was published last year, and I like totally missed the hype train. It was like one of the top books of the year, like one of the top romances of the year. Yeah, this was 2023. And everybody was obsessed with it. And I like wish I read it in 2023. That way I could have voted on the Goodreads thing or whatever. But we can still try to catch up. It won't count for like the Goodreads Choice Awards thing for me as like an option to vote for. But you know, I'm trying to get better at reading new releases. This is about a wedding planner and a florist. The woman is the wedding planner, and the guy, Elliot Bloom, is the florist who hates owning a flower shop. They used to collaborate apparently on events, so I think they have a bit of a history, and it might be a bit of a dislike to love situation. Oh, hold up, T. Apparently he's her grumpy ex, and they have to work together for a celebrity event. So, you know what, sometimes I like it when they have history. We'll see if it has flashbacks and stuff. Sometimes when characters have history, if it's not like, if I can't witness it enough, it kind of annoys me. I don't know, I need to like feel it and see it from the past so I can understand their present better. I imagine it's gonna be good because everybody was raving about it. And I'm just late. And then in a similar fashion, I have The 7-Year Slip. This was also posted in 2023. And again, I missed my opportunity to like read a super hyped book in the year it was published so I could participate in the Goodreads Choice Awards. So I'm gonna try to make up for it this month. I've been really in the mood to read these 2 books. The vibes feel right. We'll see how I go with it because the books I started this video out with are like my priority ones, and now we're getting into the ones that I'm just like purely like, these are potential mood reads. But yeah, this is a magical realism type book. This woman moves into an apartment and finds this like strange sexy man living there, but apparently he lives 7 years in the past, I think, and they fall in love. So we'll see how that works out. This is the author that wrote that ghost romance one too. So if I like this one, I'll probably read her ghosty one. And then she has a new one, the novel, what is it called? A novel love story or something like that. That's a 2024 release. So I would love to be able to pick that up and read it this year. And it just sounds really cute too. So I'll try this one. If I love it, I'll definitely buy her 2024 release and her other Dead Romantics book, probably. And then I haven't been reading a lot of historicals this year. I've been really reading a lot of contemporaries, but I want to continue reading the Beverly Jenkins that I have. So this one is Through the Storm, and it's the first one in a series. It's about a man and a woman who, again, have a bit of a past. I think they fell in love before, but for whatever reason, the woman like betrayed the guy, but it might have been a bit of a misunderstanding, or like she didn't get to fully explain her reasoning for like what she did, and now she's back, and I think they need to get married so this guy can gain his inheritance. I don't know why he needs to marry her in particular. She was also a former slave, and he feels like he can't trust her anymore. It takes place in New Orleans. Yeah, it says he's still wounded by the double cross of the woman he ever came close to loving. Who the fuck is ringing my door? Who's ringing my door? 2 seconds. Okay, I'm back. It was Chase ringing the doorbell. He just had a lot of things in his hands. I only have 3 more books I want to talk about anyway for my more mood-ready ones. So I'll tell them to you in priority of what I'm in the mood for. I just really should get to this, especially because it's a book of the month. All of these next 3 are book of the months, right? So this is Ready or Not by Cara Bastone. I 1000% need to read this sooner than later. Maybe I should move it up in the rankings of the things that I want to read, you know, because I probably won't read so many like non-romance books in a month. Like I'll probably pick one or the other, and then I should like move this up in priority because I have a feeling this is going to be in the Goodreads Choice Awards, because one, it's like I feel like a lot of people love it, and it's a new release. So this is a romance between Eve and I think Shep. Eve is pregnant, not by Shep, who is the love interest. I don't really know what the deal is with her being pregnant, but it takes place in Brooklyn, and I love books that take place in New York City because I feel like I know the area like decently well, and I can like imagine it pretty well, which is fun. And I'm obsessed with this cover, which I've said a bajillion times whenever this book is in my hand. It just seems like such an interesting concept for a couple to fall in love when someone's having a baby that's not of the couple. Which I don't know, like how do you do that? Like how do you fall? I don't know. It just seems like drama. It just seems like it couldn't happen any other way without some kind of drama. A horrible ex-boyfriend, an accidental pregnancy, you know, maybe trying to conceive on your own. I have no idea. I mean, maybe it tells me, but I kind of just want to go into it with like just the little knowledge that I have. So hopefully I get to this. Okay, I'm going to prioritize this. I don't want to have to talk to you about this book again while it's still unread. I want to read it so I can tell you what I thought about it. And hopefully I love it. Honestly, if I don't love it, it'll be a tragedy. I'll be really disappointed, okay, to be honest. And then next, I want to try this one again. This is She Started It. I did start it. She started it. I started it. I got to page 22, and then I put it down for whatever reason, probably other obligations or whatever. This is a thriller-esque book about a bachelorette party, and I just think it's so funny because I'm in that time in my life going to bachelorette parties. And I mean, the first bachelorette party I actually ever went to, I'm like 99% sure, if my memory is correct, was my own bachelorette party when I got married in 2023. So, well, actually it would have been in 2022. Now I have more bachelorettes coming up. I have one in October. I'm going to Nashville, and I have another one in February 2025 going to Florida. So yeah, it's just like that time in life. The premise of this is that this girl friend group, something happened, and then they stopped speaking to this one girl. And now this one girl who was like outcasted invites them to like a private island for a bachelorette trip. But they're like, we haven't spoken to her in forever, but she's like super wealthy now. I guess like her fiance's rich. So all the girls, who I guess are like the mean girls, I don't know, agree to go. So it's like maybe 4 of them, if I remember correctly. They have all these character types about them. So it's like one's like the lawyer one, one's like the stay-at-home wife one, one's the artsy-fartsy one. You know, like they all, I don't remember exactly, but like they all have these like distinguishing kind of cartoony characteristics about themselves to make them like very different. And I'm intrigued to see how it evolves. I don't read a lot of books like this, but I just also love the title of this. Like, She Started It. That just sounds so funny. Like they're fighting, it, and they're grown women and they're fighting, but they're still like, she started it, you know. So yeah, interested to see how this goes. And I feel like it's the perfect time because it's summer and obviously it's like island vibes and everything, beachy, so perfect time. I don't want to read this in winter. I want to like feel the heat. I want to sit outside in the sun, maybe, oh, that sounds like a vibe, read this book. I haven't been to the beach at all this year. But if I do go, I should go to the beach. Why haven't we been to the beach yet? You know what? It's because Chase has been working a lot and we just haven't. And I don't want to go without him necessarily. I mean, I could, but like, I don't know. Oh, that'd be kind of sad. But yeah, I haven't been to the beach this year, but if I do get to the beach, this would be perfect for that. And then the last book that I'm like tentatively putting on here because it's a new release and it's short and it's like I should just read the books that I own, right? We're gonna maybe try Annie Bot. I'm pretty sure Allie from Allie Do As Read, if I have her username right, loved this. So I'm excited about that, but also kind of more tentative because I read Beautyland this past month, and a little bit of a spoiler, I didn't love it and she loved that book. Like, she was the reason I picked it because she gave it like 5 stars, loved it, whatever, and I just didn't vibe with it. So that makes me like kind of more nervous about this one because it's another book that like she loved and maybe we just don't like the same things and that would be okay. But I own it and it sounds kind of cool. So it's about a robot girlfriend. She's like the perfect girlfriend for her human owner, Doug, and she's supposed to be able to satisfy his emotional and physical needs, have dinner ready for him and all this stuff. Apparently Doug says he loves her and she starts to become like more and more human-like. And I don't know if it's just like literary or if maybe it goes kind of thriller-esque, but maybe it'll have some interesting commentary about like what's it like to be a human. Again, kind of like Beautyland, where it was like an alien woman and like what was it like to be a human? I don't know. I guess we'll find out if I get to it. All right, so that's all I have for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please feel free to leave it a thumbs up and subscribe down below if you haven't already. I would greatly appreciate it, and obviously it helps out my channel. And I will catch you in another video. Bye.